Hi, in the previous video, we've considered SQL injection attack. In this video, we'll know how to manually test for SQL injection. So, in this video, we are going to set Mutiliday app correctly for SQL injection vulnerability testing, find out the easiest way to test a web application for SQL injection, get to know with a few powerful SQL injection commands. Let's go practical. But before we start our SQL injection testing, we should change some settings of our Mutiliday application. There is a little bug here, so we have to fix it. For that purpose, let's go to our Metasploitable2 console and type this command: cd/var/ww/Mutiliday, and then type sudo nano config.inc. You can find all commands I'm using here in code files attached to this video. So click enter again, give our password, as you remember it's msfadmin, enter, and here you can see the table on your screen. And now you should check out if the DB name is equals OWASP10. If it is, it's good. You don't need anything. But if you see Metasploit name here, you should change it for WASP10. After doing that, let's exit, click Ctrl X, and let's come back to our Kali machine. And now let's go to our Metasploitable2 and open our Mutiliday application in our browser. And here we are. First of all, I want to show you the easiest way for testing for SQL injection vulnerability. It's really very simple. Just type a single quote here and click enter. Of course, we haven't got inside, but we got the message about the database error, and it exposing a lot of information that a malicious hacker can use in these malicious purposes. Actually, and the most important part is this pattern. It shows us how a query for the database works. And knowing the pattern, it's very easy to insert inside a malicious command that will open or break the database to a malicious hacker. Of course, now, when developers are more aware about cybersecurity issues, you won't face with such kind of mistake very often. But even if you get a message that is error-based mistake, you can be sure that this database is vulnerable for SQL injection. And if a malicious hacker gets such result, he will try to use a diversity of tools and methods to execute SQL injection and break the database. Okay, now let's come back to our login page. And this time, I give you some example of real SQL injection command. As you can see, we've got here two boxes to insert valid credentials. And it's obviously, for getting inside, you have to know valid name and valid password. Or use SQL injection. In a minute I'll show you how it works. As you can see, here I've got some fragments of code. For the first, I choose this one. It's blah blah, single quote and some symbols, so it's actually not a real valid password. But let's see what will happen. I copy it, come back to our login page and paste it. Then I click login. And here you are. Now I'm logged in as admin. But let's go further. Let's come back to our login page. And now I'll try something even simpler. I type admin, here single quote and pound symbol. And don't put anything in the password field. And click login. And now again, as you can see, I'm logged in as admin, so I've got admin rights for this database. And if you're ready, I'm going to show you real magic. For that purpose, Let's log out. And then let's go here. OWASP Top 10, Injection, SQL Extract Data, User Info. What is this page doing? This page gives you all information about account details. But of course, for that purpose, you need to put in username and password. For example, I know that there is a user with name admin and password adminpass. So I type it. And click here, View Account Details. And here you can see the details about admin account. Username, adminpass and signature. Nothing special, everything is going as it must be going. Now let's come back to our code file, and now I'm choosing this fragment of code and paste it here. As you can see, I'm leaving the name box absolutely empty, and so just put this code in the password field and click View Account Detail. And let's see what we've got now. Wow, here is all the accounts from this database exposed here, with usernames, passwords and signature. Absolutely every account that are present in this database now are exposed. So this is the power of SQL injection. A few symbols and secret data becomes exposed. Of course, there are a lot of different types and different methods to execute SQL injection attack, and even more strings of code that can be used for that purpose. So it obviously that it will take a lot of time to try it manually. So for that purpose, there are a lot of tools that can test a web application for vulnerability and even can exploit the vulnerability. And in the next video, we'll get acquainted with powerful tool that not only checks a web application for SQL injection vulnerability, but can exploit this vulnerability and execute SQL injection. And I'd like to remind you, always use these techniques only for legal activity. Use it only in your training lab or for penetration testing of a set of your own, or if you have a written permission to use this technique. And never use it for an set you don't have a written permission to do so. In this video, we've set Utiliday app correctly for SQL injection vulnerability testing, found out the easiest way to test a web application for SQL injection, got to know with a few powerful SQL injection commands. In the next video, we'll know how to execute SQL injection with SQL map. Let's move ahead.